Hold your wrist up in shame if you know less than 10 functions on your Apple Watch. That doesn't include telling the time. Today is the day I am going to show you the basics of your Apple Watch. It's about time you learn. Welcome back to Simply Mobile, the channel that teaches you in simple terms how to use your mobile tech. Today we're talking about Apple Watches, and I've realized recently that most people really don't know how to use their Apple Watch. So we're doing a series now over the next couple of weeks. Today we're going to look at the basics like the control center. Next week I'm going to show you a few hidden features in your Apple Watch, and then thereafter we're going to look at some really useful apps that you can download onto your watch to really get the maximum use from your Apple Watch. Today we're going to look at the latest release on the Apple Watch, which is the Series 6, but much of what I discussed is available on the previous versions. Let's dive in. Our first basic principles of our Apple Watch. If you turn the watch on the side, you will see two buttons. This rotating button is called your digital crown, and this button here is the power button, also known as the side button. So if you press the digital crown button once, this brings up the app view. Now, if you go to your iPhone and you bring up the Watch app, which is automatically installed, you will be able to control your watch from here, given that you've synced them in the first place. Now, most of the things that you can do on your iPhone Watch app, you can also do in settings on your watch. With App View, you can use the traditional App View that we're all used to from previous series of Apple Watches. But the great thing about the Apple Watch Series 6 is you can also set it to List View. And in my opinion, this is 100 times easier to understand and to navigate. It's alphabetical order, it's really simple. I'm not a big fan of the grid view, but some people love it and some people are used to it. If we press the power button once, that brings up the dock. Again, in the Watch app, you can select what you see in the dock. You can either see your favorite apps, or you can see the most recently opened apps. Basic principle number 3, if you scroll down from the top of your Apple Watch, you will see your notification center. Here you can again go to your iPhone and you can select exactly how you view your notifications. So you will have notifications on your iPhone and you can just choose to mirror those notifications from the iPhone to the watch, or on these apps here you can actually select some of them to be set to off. And also from the actual notification center yourself, you can scroll to the left, you can close the notification down altogether, or you can actually turn off all future notifications on your Apple Watch for that particular type of delivery. Basic principle number 4, scroll up from the bottom and here you have your control center for your Apple Watch, which is really where all of your shortcuts are. This is very similar to your iPhone control center, some very similar types of features here, but today we're going to go through specifically the different icons in the control center and what they can do for your Apple Watch. Okay, so the first thing to know about your control center is you can edit your control center as much as you like. You can actually get rid of some of the shortcuts that you don't want to see or you don't really use. And you can also press and hold and move those shortcuts about to wherever you want them positioned. The first icon that we're going to look at is the Wi-Fi icon. This is very similar to what it does on the control center on your iPhone. If you press and hold, you'll be able to see exactly which network you're connected to, and you can choose to change the network rather than going into your settings. Next up, we have the battery indicator. If you press and hold on the battery indicator, it will show you that the watch is on 100%. And it will also show you any connected Bluetooth devices that are connected to your phone. So here we have headset connected. You can see the battery life is also 100%. If you're running low on battery power and you want to make sure that you can at least see the time, you can switch your watch into power reserve mode by swiping to the right. In power reserve mode, your watch will act just like a normal watch and only show the time. And as you can see, to conserve battery, the face will switch itself off. To switch it back on again to see the time, just press the power button. And if you want to switch out of power reserve mode, hold and press that power button until the Apple icon appears. Okay, the next icon that we're going to look at is this one here. This is the Find My iPhone, and it will ping your iPhone. You can hear there's an audible alert. What you can also do is find your watch from your iPhone using Siri. Hey Siri, find my Apple Watch. So we have an audible tone to be able to find your Apple Watch, and on a Series 6 Apple Watch, you'll have the additional impact of the green flashing light from the heart rate monitor, so you can find it easily in the dark. So the next app is one of my favorite apps. It's called the Walkie Talkie app, and it effectively turns your watch into a walkie-talkie, and it enables you to communicate walkie-talkie style with anybody else who has an Apple Watch. So first of all, you have to go into the control settings and then you click that to go on. So now that means you're available in walkie-talkie mode and somebody else who is your friend can walkie-talkie with you. So let's go to the app view, and there's the walkie-talkie app there. You have to add friends, so you can add anybody from your contact list. I have my daughter Sky, who I use my walkie-talkie with a lot. And in order to get in contact with Sky, all I have to do is click, and it will check her availability. If she switched to available mode 2, it will let me know. Hi Sky, how are you doing today? Next up, let's look at silent mode. Silent mode does exactly as it says on the tin. It just puts any notifications on silent. However, things like alarms and Find My iPhone will still sound. Next up, we have Do Not Disturb, which is very similar to silent mode, but the difference here is that you can select whether you have that silent mode on for an hour, until this evening, or until I leave. If you go to your iPhone, you can also do a workout Do Not Disturb mode. You can add that to your profile too. Another shortcut to a silent mode is the bedtime icon. If you press this, you can see it immediately switches on the Do Not Disturb icon on the watch, and this actually turns the phone onto Do Not Disturb also. So let's have a look at what bedtime mode actually does. So let's go to our app view, and we'll go to the Sleep app. And you can see this is the same icon as on my control menu. And what I can do here is actually set up a full schedule of when I wish to go to sleep and when I want to wake up, and I can change it whether it's a weekend or a weekday. I can actually say that I want to add sleep goals of how many hours I want to sleep. I can do a wind down time also, so that my phone will start to alert me an hour before it's time for bed. Also, what the watch will do is remind you to charge it before you go to bed, because you need to have at least 30% battery in order for sleep mode to work properly. Now, if you go over to the iPhone Watch app and go to Sleep, you can see a lot of the functions that you have available from the watch. If you go to Open Sleep Options in Health, you'll be able to see the schedule settings just like we saw on the watch. But then there is an additional wind down shortcut menu option. So you can add shortcuts. I love this. You can do things like journaling, you can listen to meditation, you can listen to music, podcasts, reading, And you can also wrap up your day with looking at the weather or looking at your reminders in your calendar for tomorrow. And you even have some yoga and stretching on there. So this is fantastic. This all becomes part of your bedtime routine and really helps your Apple Watch to monitor your sleep and to set some really feasible goals for you in terms of how you sleep and what you do before you go to bed. You can either wear your watch to bed or you can leave it on the side charging, but either way you'll see that in Do Not Disturb sleep mode, the watch face changes to a more energy efficient watch face and it shows the alarm at the bottom. So it looks more like an alarm clock. Now to exit out, you have to turn the digital crown to unlock from sleep mode and then press sleep mode off. And of course that automatically turns off if your wake up time is set. Next up we have the torch. Now, we all know what the torch looks like on the iPhone. It's very strong. Most people use it for opening their front doors at night, but this is actually quite powerful also for a watch. So you can't really see it now because I'm filming in the daylight, but it's very, very bright. Now, my favorite feature of the torch is for people who run in the dark like I do. There is the ability to scroll across to strobe lighting. Now, strobe lighting is amazing for increasing your visibility so that cyclists and automobiles can see you when you're running at night. And for a little bit of variation, you also have the red light. This has all sorts of functions for it. So, if you're in a dark club at night, then, and you're trying to find somebody who also has an Apple Watch, you can just switch on your light and you can be seen pretty quickly. Next up, we have airplane mode. Now on airplane mode, this simply switches off the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi, so no notifications will come through. And if you go through to general on the iPhone app and then go through to airplane mode, you can actually choose to mirror iPhone. What that does is if you switch airplane mode on your watch, it will also switch on airplane mode on your phone too. So you can see here that we have airplane mode on the phone, airplane mode on the watch. Switch it off, switch it on. Next up we have this little water droplet, which is the water eject mode. The Series 6 Apple Watch is capable of being immersed in water up to 50 meters. So if you've been showering or swimming, you'll need to eject the water from the speaker. Now this is completely new to the Series 6 watch. All you have to do is press there and then you turn the digital crown. Bing, that's the water being ejected from the speaker, if there was any, with musical sound effects. Okay, next up we have the Bluetooth connection. Very simple. It says what it does on the tin again. You can connect a device from here rather than going into settings or going onto your phone, and you can see everything that's connected via Bluetooth. Next we have school time, which is another type of silence feature. So school time just turns the Apple Watch into a simple watch face. Yet again, all notifications are cleared so that they don't distract or disturb the child or the adult should you want to use it for work. You can set the school mode to start and end at a certain time. And you will be able to get emergency phone calls through, but everything else is silenced. So again, to switch off out of that, you just turn the digital crown, unlock that and exit. And again, we have one more type of silent mode, which is theater mode. So theater mode prevents the Apple Watch display from turning on if you're in the movies or the theater somewhere where it's dark. Sometimes if you raise your hand, your phone will switch on and that will stop this happening. Theater mode also activates silent mode. So you can see silent mode goes on immediately and it will set your Walkie Talkie to unavailable if it was on previously. So on your Apple Watch, there are 3 ways in which your watch can alert you to a new notification. There's sound and light, which this then stops, and also there's haptic notifications, which is the vibrating on your wrist. This will still keep the haptic notifications going, but it will just turn off all sound and light. So now you know the basics. Watch out for more videos to come on the Apple Watch Series 6. In case you're curious, I was using the iPhone 12 Plus and iOS 14 to demonstrate today. Check out both of these on some other videos on our channel. Hopefully you learned something new today, so give us a like and remember to hit that bell to subscribe to the channel now. This way you won't miss out on notifications for the next 2 videos in the Apple Watch series. See you next time.